What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good afternoon. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. Welcome to the show. You're watching arrivals here at the center runway once again. More or less the same location as yesterday. It is extremely busy and was struggling to find a little bit of a place to be filming from. Had to relocate a little bit, hence a few minutes of delay. It is teeming with people over here. They're in the fields. They're on all sides next to me. The whole road over here filled with people, police, military police. And the wind once again blowing just like it was yesterday. Place is filled to the brim with people. With a little bit of luck, Air Force One expected later today. This is Air Transat A321neo. 20 knots of wind from the southwest means crosswind. Next airplane to arrive over here is going to be Delta Airlines Flight 164, arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Liewe, goedemiddag. Marissa, goedemiddag. Good to see you both. Paul, good afternoon. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. Welcome to the show, everybody. At the moment, center runway is the only runway in use for arrivals. The wind is similar to yesterday, although consistently blowing from the southwest today. So today, center runway is going to be the primary runway. Runway 22 is going to be the secondary runway. Kaagbaan runway 24 is the primary runway for departures. And Aalsmeerbaan runway 18, always have to think twice, 18 left is the secondary runway for departures. This is Delta Airlines Flight 164, arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota. The November 806 November Whiskey, 7 hours, 12 minutes on the way. 21-year-old airplane, first flight February 2004. What are you doing, Miyaki? Miyaki just now went ahead, gifted 50 memberships. What the fudge? Oh no, that means that the automated widget is going to give 50 messages. That's not good. I'm going to disable them quickly. I thought I had it fixed. I was hoping it would be fixed, but it isn't. So let's quickly switch that. Miyaki, thank you so much for your generosity. 50 gifted memberships early in the stream already. We only just began. That is absolutely bonkers. You really did not have to do that. Thank you so much for your generosity. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. Don't forget to say thank you if you are one of the recipients of the gifted memberships by Miyaki just now. Miyaki, mate, thank you so much. 50 gifted memberships. Incredible. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Miyaki if you're one of the recipients of his gifted memberships just now. That is absolutely bonkers. Right. It is showtime today. A lot of dignitaries are expected It's mostly going to be in this afternoon. If all is well, Air Force One has left the United States and is underway. Hey, goeiedag. This is KLM Flight 1354 arriving from Prague in the Czech Republic, 737-800. The Papa Hotel Bravo X-Ray Mike, 1 hour and 18 minutes on the way, 737-800. The airplane is 24 years old, first flight November 2000. Marja, goedemiddag. The chat in slow mode. Let me see if I can fix that. Putting the chat in slow mode, is that an option? It should be. There you go. Je doet zelf heel idioot, man. Als je dat nog steeds niet door hebt. If all is well, this should work. We are now in slow mode. Once every 30 seconds, a message. There you go. Hope that will give you guys a bit more room to work with, Maria. Keep me informed if this is working for you. In the meantime, this is KLM Flight 622 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. 777-300 it's the Papa Hotel Bravo Victor Delta. It used to be Marissa's beloved, the SkyTeam livery 777-300 returning from Atlanta, Georgia. 7 hours 47 minutes on the way. The airplane 15 years old, first flight August 2009. Daily Dose of Aviation is celebrating 2 months of membership. If all is well, that should have automatically popped up. I still have my browser open with the METAR, I see. If all is well, thank you so much, Daily Dose of Aviation, for your continued support. If all is well, that message should have been highlighted automatically. Thank you for your continued support, mate. I hope everything is still to your liking in the lounge. It is incredibly busy here today, as you guys can see. Absolutely bonkers. Bob says Air Force One hasn't left yet. Okay, so we'll see. It was scheduled to depart around 12 o'clock local time, if all is well, and then it was expected to arrive around 7 p.m. here local time. Hope we'll make it until then. This is TAP Air Portugal, arriving from Lisbon, and it seems that there's now also a Transavia going to Runway 22. In the meantime, Robert, thank you so much for your generosity. Grab your dancing shoes. I feel a lot of airplane dances coming. I sure hope so, mate. Thank you so much for your generosity, your kind words and support. Also, if all is well, Ange makes art celebrating 5 months of membership. It should have popped up automatically. Did that happen? If all is well, that should happen. Ange, thank you so much for your continued support. I hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. Please let me know if something is no longer to your liking, and then I'll see what I can do to fix it. So Runway 22 has opened up now, already a few minutes before 1 o'clock. Normally it's between 1 and 2 o'clock that the secondary runway for arrivals opens up. And this is TAP Air Portugal, flight 668. Arriving from Lisbon, 2 hours and 37 minutes on the way. Membership birthdays are working fine. Thank you, Paul. I disengaged the gifted membership one because it was still giving one membership gift per membership gifted. So instead of one message where it says 10 gifted memberships, it would be 10 messages with just one each time, all for the full duration in view. Bug that we need to fix, but not on a day like today. Horseshoe asks, is it windy there? It certainly is. It certainly is. We have 20 knots of wind. If you look in the meter, you can see the wind is blowing 20 knots from 230 degrees. So it is basically comparable with what we had yesterday. I also have image stabilizer enabled. At Schiphol, there's always a lot to see, as you can see. This is lot flight 263, arriving from Warsaw. Hey there, Jurg. Good afternoon, mate. Good to see ya. Hope all is well. Doesn't this airplane look polished? Beautiful. In the meantime, it is filled to the brim with people here. Just to show you. So we have cars over here, but also over there. All cars. People. Cars. People. It just goes on. People over there. And then suddenly police over there, or oh okay, this morning it was just police, now there are also people over there, so nice to see that they are allowed there. In the meantime, Ross just became our latest Aurora Skylines member. I see that that is working a treat. Hey jongens, heel veel plezier!
Veel plezier weer.
Hey, dank je. Fijne dag. Doei doei. As you come to this place, you meet some people. Two guys that were here yesterday as well. Already here this morning as I arrived on the scene. EasyJet A320neo in the meantime. The potato fields, of course. Here we have the precursors for vodka. KLM flight 914 arriving from Aberdeen is next. Mark says, get your dancing shoes ready. Is it going that quickly already? 775 likes. We're getting there. This is KLM flight 914 arriving from Aberdeen. PHEZY, Visi come, Visi go. 1 hour and 6 minutes on the way. Miyaki, what are you doing, mate? Before the chat really goes wild, Miyaki, and yeah, that just became a member I still need to fix. What it should say is that Miyaki just now once again gifted 50 memberships. Miyaki, sir, ma'am, what are you doing? Please don't spend any money on this channel that you need yourself. That would make me feel really uncomfortable. Miyaki, thank you so much. 50 gifted memberships just now, courtesy of Miyaki. What the fudge. Thank you so much. That is incredibly generous. Thank you so much. I hope that everybody who receives a gifted membership from Miyaki today, that's 100 people right now, I hope that each and every one of you will say thank you to Miyaki for your gifted membership. And don't forget to use those custom emojis that you now have at your disposal, guys. There's 32 of them. We were getting close to getting 1,600 members yesterday. 100 and something or so off, I think. maybe a bit more. Don't recall the exact number anymore, but we are going to get close to 1600, so a 33rd emoji will become available pretty soon. Have fun with all those emojis, and don't forget to say thank you to Miyaki. A warm welcome to all who have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. Still windy here, cloudy. Initially they also said it may even start raining a little bit in the early afternoon, but looking at the latest weather radar, it looks like it is going to stay dry. In the meantime, also a massive big thank you to BY for your super chat. My pro career, thank you so much, BY. My pro career, what are you doing, mate? Are you also a spotter? Thank you so much for the support, my friend. Much appreciated. In the meantime, 2 runways in use. The narrow bodies arriving from the east and from the south seem to be directed to runway 22. But not everything. I mean, there's an Air France Bombardier C-Series arriving from Paris now that is going to runway 22. But after this airplane, we'll see a Vueling arriving from Spain. Marissa says Leonardo C-27 Juliet from Vilnius coming to center. Is that already in the vicinity, Marissa? I only have AMS inbound filtered right now. Most of these bizjets are not on radar. It's me, Mike says, I think that potato field is the most popular one in the world. Yeah, mate. Dutchies love potatoes. It's not without reason that Van Gogh painted the potato eaters. It was Van Gogh, right? Or am I now saying other nonsense to a multi-thousand audience? Yeah, that would be it. That would be something, wouldn't it? This is Vueling flight 8369 arriving from Asturias. 1 hour and 43 minutes on the way. The EC LOP. Inbound, but not yet crossed the Dutch border from the east. Okay, so that's still 20 or so minutes out. And did you say it was already assigned to center, Marissa? Okay, early. Would make sense, of course, with the parking lot right next door being the Polderbaan. Absolutely bananas here. Looking at all these people. Yeah, it's actually potatoes, but I don't have a sound effect for that. Anyway, very good afternoon to all who joined. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy and we are filming from a field of grass next to a field of potatoes, next to runway center, the Zwanenburgbaan. Jewy Slijm is reporting that there's an AWACS above Texel. I thought there were 2 earlier today. Now, the wind is blowing from the southwest and is expected to continue doing that for the upcoming hour. So if Air Force One were to arrive over here, on paper you'd think it would be landing on this runway. Now, rumors, of course, also something that you see in the world of aviation. It is already rumored that Air Force One is going to land on different runways. Kaagbaan has been mentioned. A breakaway landing following the glide slope of runway 27, for instance. And then do a last minute breakaway to runway 24. Alsmeerban has also been speculated. Now, just purely looking at the wind, I am inclined to say most likely it is the center runway, but you never know, and it ain't over until the fat lady sings. Now, I'm not calling Air Force One a fat lady, wouldn't dare doing that. But you know what I'm referring to. In the meantime, more narrow bodies. A KLM A321neo arriving from Persenchester, flight 10332. Hadi Yillard, goedemiddag. Good to see ya. Roy, goedemiddag. Good to see ya. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hey, interesting. Jonas says that Marine 1 has landed on Andrews Air Force Base. And Miyaki, after having gifted 100 memberships already, has also become a member. Him or herself? Is it him or herself? Our latest Aurora Skylounge member, now also having access to the 32 custom emojis. Welcome, Miyaki. Thank you so much for your support today. Incredible. 100 gifted memberships, and now you, the 101st membership of you and herself. Miyaki, thank you so much. The name suggests you may be of Japanese origin or maybe have Japanese ancestry, or is that just a coincidence? Am I just speculating? For those of you who are wondering, the wind on the scale of chimney smoke is currently looking like so. So there's a bit of horizontality in the scale of chimney smoke. Vueling arriving from Barcelona is turning in. Let's see, can we see that already? The backdrop of clouds should make for a nice contrast. I'm not sure if the airplane is still flying in the clouds. That's what I'm mostly wondering about. Now we are also able to see airplanes that are landing on runway 22. We would need to look in the other direction, but there you go. This is KLM flight 1652, an E2 Embraer 195 arriving from Florence, Firenze. Is it time to do an airplane dance already? Is it due time already? I see we have crossed through 1,000 likes already, so let me turn around the camera and do the first airplane dance. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. An airplane dance for 1,000 likes. Everybody who is watching shall be thinking he is crazy. Thank you all so much. One airplane dance for the first 1,000 likes. Oh man, that happened quickly. Thank you so much. That is really amazing. Also, David Tesniak, mate, thank you so much for your generosity. A very generous super chat there. And David writes, "Hi boy, how are you? Always loving this Amsterdam stream. Love the KLM livery." I'm doing fine. I'm doing really fine. Thank you for asking. Haven't slept a lot tonight because I did go to bed a bit later than I had intended, but there you go, such is life. We'll have to make up for that later. Lovely week here today. Who is crazy? Yeah, I am crazy, absolutely. And 1K likes in 17 minutes. That is bonkers.
This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A, yeah.
Absolutely bonkers. In the meantime, it just keeps on going. It just keeps on going. Jörg also gifting 5 memberships just now. Jörg, mate, thank you so much. Didn't even see you there in the chat. Hope you're doing well, mate. The chat is going really quickly today. Apologies if I don't see everything and everybody. That is not intentional. Jörg, thank you so much for your generosity. Another 5 members on courtesy of Jörg just now. Don't forget to say thank you if you are one of the recipients of Jörg's gifted memberships just now. Jörg, thank you so much for your generosity. Welcome to the Aurora Skylounge new members. Monique also back in the chat, good to see ya. Dave Lee, good to see ya. Dave asks, what's with the code today? Well, mate, there is a constant wind here and I am standing still here filming, so you cool off more than you think you do. People who don't do live streams or anything else that requires you to stand in a field exposed to the wind constantly will probably not realize just how much the wind can cool you down if you're completely standing still. Peter, thank you so much. Peter just now super stickered a character holding their head in their hands saying incredible. That is indeed incredible. Thank you so much, Peter, for your generosity. Much appreciated. And also, Jacob Krijger, just now I received a notification from PayPal, a very generous donation via PayPal by Jacob Krijger. Keep up the good work. Respect, groet Jacob vanuit Rotterdam. Mate, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for your kind words. Good to see you again. Hope all is well. Also in Rotterdam, 010. And Han is also living in that area, isn't he? This is his favorite airplane type. No, not airplane type, livery, Vueling, with that one dot. I think it looks a bit silly. I say make it all grey or yellow, but no, Han says this is perfection, this is perfection. This is what it needs to be. To each their own, I say, spot the dot. Alright, now let's see what else is coming. 737 arriving from Nantes, but that is still pretty far away. That gives us a moment to have a look and see what is coming in. Now, of course, all the dignitaries aren't showing on flight radar, but we can have a quick look at the wind. That is from the southwest, 20 knots, 19 degrees C. We have a ceiling at 3,500 feet, also scatter clouds at 2,900 and few clouds at 2,400. Indicated here in the meter, the weather report that is updated twice an hour. We're standing approximately over here, watching how airplanes are landing over here, and we can also see them land over here. This is the Polderbaan, used as parking lot for all the bizjets from the dignitaries. We are not expecting any changes in runway use for the upcoming hours. That means that Zwanenburgbaan, the center runway we are standing close by to, will be continuously used for inbound traffic, and runway 22 is opened as secondary runway during inbound rush hours. Emirates flight 147 today on time, expected in 30 minutes from now. Runway 22 is too small for it to land on, so it will land here on the Zwanenburgbaan. We have Korean Air Cargo arriving from Seoul underway. We have Atlas Air arriving from Almaty shortly before 3, quarter to 3 to 3 o'clock, and later in the afternoon Silkway West is also coming this way. We find Jesus, G-E-Z-U-S. Jesus is flying back to London Luton. Other than that, no quad squad members are visible on flight radar. In the meantime, the next airplane is arriving over there in the distance. I see that Maria Spinelli just celebrated a 4-month membership. Maria, thank you so much for your continued support. Hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. Hit me up if something is no longer to your liking and let me see what I can do to fix it then. Also a massive big thank you to Richard Havinga for your super chat. AMS is the best dance monkey. Yeah, it does feel like that at some times, at some moments, but I happily do it if it is entertainment for you. Of course, your likes really help to get this channel under the attention of people who don't know AMS Live yet, but who also would be interested in joining our community. So if you are enjoying what you're seeing thus far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe perhaps if you haven't already. It's a free way to help us reach a more wide audience of people that are into aviation live streams. Now, I'm also seeing that the police helicopter is hovering seemingly above the Polderbaan. And there's also, well, there was some movement on the airfield terrain. I don't think it was anything substantial. Alright, KLM 737. Next we are going to see a KLM 787-10 Dreamliner arriving from New York, JFK. There it is, and Christian Day just now became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member, renewing his membership. Christian, thank you for renewing your membership. We kept your seat warm. Thank you so much for your vote of confidence again. Welcome back to the Aurora Sky Lounge, Christian. This is KLM flight 646 arriving from New York, JFK. 6 hours and 16 minutes on the way. The Papa Hotel, Bravo, Kilo, Foxtrot. 6 hours and 16 minutes on the way. This 787-10 Dreamliner is 5 years old already. First flight was in December 2019. A Amsterdam plane spotting asks if there is space to park a car there or is bike better. Well, looking around me right now, I'm inclined to say that everything is filled to the brim. Behind me, further down the road, you can see cars. Over here, everything is filled with cars. Over there, everything is filled with cars. So if you are in the position to come by bicycle this way, I would highly recommend that, because it is filled to the brim with cars. Robin van der Bilt just now became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Robin, welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. Thank you for your vote of confidence. You now have the 32 custom emojis at your disposal. Use them liberally. They're there to be had fun with. Spamming is not allowed, but you are allowed to use custom emojis to your heart's desire if you're a member. Robin, thank you so much. Welcome. If you need to know where stuff is, ask around. People will happily show you around. And Dr. Oh, herzlich willkommen. Thank you for renewing your membership. Welcome back, mate. We kept everything the way you left it. Welcome back, and thank you so much for your vote of support. Group of spotters over there. I heard them shouting. Now, an Air France Bombardier C Series 300 arriving from Paris is also coming this way. Just not too long ago there was one going to Runway 22, but now there's also one turning in somewhere further to the north. Where is it? I think that the clouds are still a bit in the way. On paper you should be able to see the airplanes pretty easily against the backdrop of clouds, if they are below it. That's the question. Adi Clementia, goedemiddag. Only barely have I rested from yesterday's stream. But what a corker it was beautiful. Right, can't see the airplane yet. Still time to go over to the computer before I forget, because Aldert gifted 5 memberships just now. Aldert, thank you so much for your generosity. You really didn't have to do that, but you did it anyway. Welcome to the Sky Lounge new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Aldert if you are one of the recipients of Aldert's gifted memberships just now. Don't forget to have fun with the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal. Aldert, dankjewel. Thank you so much for your generosity, mate. And welcome to the Sky Lounge new members. Looking to find Air France flight 1740. On paper it should be out there. On paper it should be visible. Hey, and Ashley, welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. Ashley renewed her, I think, membership. Or is it him? No, Ashley is a girl's name, isn't it? Welcome to the Aurora Sky. No, wait, I see the picture. No, wait, that's too small. Ashley is a man, isn't it? Isn't he? Ashley, welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. Thank you for renewing your membership. And I have the airplane now. There it is. Let's focus on the airplane before things get even more awkward. Hey, Sophie says Air Force One is rolling. So that's a bit of delay. I hope that my power supply is able to hold out so long. Air Force One is taxiing. Definitely a man. Ashley, I apologize. Based on the name, I thought it was a girl's name, but definitely a man. Won't make that mistake again. Either way, this is Air France flight 1740. Valentine's asks if I need something from the supermarket. I'm good, mate. Thank you so much for asking, but I'm okay. This is Air France flight 1740, Bombardier C Series 300, arriving from Paris, 45 minutes on the way. It's the Fahazub. Foxtrot, Hotel, Zulu, Uniform Bravo. The airplane is 3 years old, first flight October 2021. Power bank is not going to power my AMS mini stove. That needs a socket. Now the most critical bit of kit that I need to power with my power station, because it needs 220 or at least a socket, is the AMS mini. I can pull the USB-C out, I can use my phone as well a bit, so that's at least power that I can save on, if need be. I think yesterday I streamed for, what was it, 8 hours or so? Just over 8 hours. That went well, although my power supply didn't show any power left in the tank. The 20% bar was gone. Now that only means that there is between 0 and 20% left in the tank. How much still was left, I don't know. Little small droplets falling right now, so might be that we catch a few droplets on the land shortly. Transavia A321neo arriving from Lisbon is underway. The white shed was my field of my frame of reference yesterday for finding the glide slope, and then I had to look a little bit to the right to already see the airplane. So I'm thinking maybe the airplane is not yet visible. It's probably still in the clouds. So Air Force One is now underway. What's the estimated time of arrival, I wonder? Andrews Air Force Base. So yeah, Air Force One airborne. We are 38 minutes live now, so flight time 7 hours and 13 minutes. Whoa! If it doesn't get too delayed too much, we should be able to make it. So in the meantime, the next airplane has become visible. Transavia flight 5954, A321neo, arriving from Lisbon. There it is. It is the Papa Hotel, Yankee Hotel Zulu. Oh dear, 1500 likes already. Another airplane dance coming in. That is going to keep me warm at least. Sunset Air Force One photo this evening, Ton says. I hope the camera is going to hold out until then. I'm also thinking I could also maybe do a stream and maybe take a break of an hour and start again after a break of an hour, so that I can save an hour worth of battery use. That might also be an option. Just thinking out loud. This is Transavia flight 5954, A321neo arriving from Lisbon. Yeah, K2 and K3 says that Air Force One is landing at 7 o'clock according to the NOS. What I trust more is flight radar when we see the fact that it has also taken off only just now from Andrews Air Force Base. Yeah, Petrikov, I am not going to go onto the computer and elaborately look for on ADS-B, I think. Or, well, let's do that. Let's give it a go. But be in time before the C-27, which is next after the airplane that you saw just now. Right, let's have a look. ADS-B. Oh, ADS-B. Go on to the map. What did we need to look for? Which one was it? 92,900. All right, there it is. Yep. Oh, cannot click on it apparently. It's climbing. But clicking on it is impossible. So, yeah. Apparently I'm doing something wrong, or it is not, you're not able to... So yeah, keep me posted about the estimated time of arrival if you guys can tell me. That would be great. In the meantime, we have a C-27 Leonardo coming in. Check it out. So what is the estimated time of arrival of Air Force One? Local time? You guys are way better able to work with ADS-B than I am apparently. So if you guys could tell me what's the ETA? I think we started the stream just after around 1:45 to 1 or something. Yesterday I streamed for just over 8 hours, 8 hours and 20 minutes, and that was doable. So on paper I should be able to make it until 8, between 8 and 8:30. This is KLM flight 610, arriving from Salt Lake City. Wouter says ETA 7 o'clock. Is that still the actual ETA based on what UTC? Yeah, but UTC, that's 2 hours more. So that means 9 o'clock tonight. 9 o'clock tonight. Oh dear, that's something I am not going to be able to make. Not without taking a break from streaming. This is KLM flight 610. That's a 777-200 arriving from Salt Lake City. 8 hours and 12 minutes on the way. The Papa Hotel, Bravo, Quebec, November. 9 p.m. Right. That means that the president is going to miss the dinner. Because I thought that the dinner was at 7:45 or something, local time. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well, Mr. Shark. Now it could be that the president has cancelled on the dinner. That is possible, of course. This is Saudia with the 2024 National Day livery arriving from Jeddah. That's a 7879 Dreamliner, 5 hours and 42 minutes on the way. Hotel Zulu Alpha Romeo Bravo is the registration. Mark says original estimated time of arrival was 7 o'clock, and now with a delay of 1 hour and 15 minutes, so that would make it 8:15. I think you're right, GA Photos. President is eating a Big Mac on the airplane. Probably skipping dinner then. Okay, well, maybe we should check in what the ETA is again in an hour or so, once the airplane is a bit more airborne, see if it has headwind, tailwind, probably headwind. No, it's flying along with the wind. A380 near Horn, Monique says. Not seeing it yet. Right, I have the A380, that is still pretty far away. This is KLM flight 1200 arriving from Oslo. E2 Embraer 195. 1 hour 32 minutes on the way. Yeah, plane 3 years old, first flight May 2022. let's see, the Emirates 147 is flying north of Purmerend. I think it's probably too high for us to be able to see. That is flying at 6,000 feet, so the airplane is not yet visible. Pretty soon will be though, don't you worry. Oh, of course, I forgot the 1500 likes airplane dance. Let's not forget. Thank you all so much. Let's do a quick lap around the block. Thank you all so much for 1500 likes. Let us quickly continue with filming. But let's not forget. Air Force 2 has also left and is flying behind Air Force 1. That's interesting. Right, so let us check in again around an hour or so from now at the ETA of Air Force 1. Like I said before, yesterday I streamed 8 hours 20 minutes and the camera, the power supply was at less than 20%. If it was about to die or if I still had an hour left in the tank, I don't know. But if we want to play it safe, and the ETA of Air Force 1 is around 9 o'clock, then I think it's best that at a certain point I take an hour break and do a two-part stream today. That would save the power supply and should give me until 9:30. We began around 1:45, so yeah, 8 hours added to that. In the meantime, a very good afternoon to all who have joined. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It's a bit drizzly. Once again, a few rain droplets are falling. It isn't expected to amount to a lot, so I hope that the lens is going to stay dry. Right now we are pointing the camera in the direction of the wind, so this is where the lens might get a little wet. Ron says 9 o'clock. Is that already now the estimated time of arrival? Bring a generator. Interesting. Yeah, that's not what I want to happen, Abura. To watch it die 5 minutes before the A380 is landing. This is KLM flight 1450, E2 Umbrella 195 arrival from Toulouse. Air Force 1. Emirates Force 1 is 2 airplanes behind it. Right, people are saying take a break. What's the current estimated time of arrival? Is it actually 9 o'clock? Right, it's drizzly now, a little bit. Just so you know, we are incurring a few droplets on the lens. Don't think that it is in the way too much yet. If you zoom in, disperses a little bit. Of course, I'm going to clean the lens once it is dry again. Let's see, Emirates flight 147 is now number 2. I'm looking. Earlier in the morning I think we didn't have a ceiling and it was very crisp to see the airplanes turning in. Right now I think that the ceiling is a bit lower. Now you can see the droplets as well a little bit. Wind is blowing from the side, so with the lens hood over it, it should stay dry looking in this direction. Way earlier than 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock, between 7 and 9 depending on the wind. Marina says 1820 UTC, so that's 8:20. The airplane preceding the A380 is over here. I'm trying to spot the A380. On paper, it should be out there somewhere. I think the clouds are still in the way. No, Tom, if I take a break, I am not going to take everything down. I'm just going to stop filming and leave everything and just stand here for an hour. I'm not going to go away, mate. I was here already this morning really early, and I was just talking around, walking around, talking with people, Pilot Sander among others, before going live. I had to secure a place to park my car, and that I did. So I'm not going to get away from here. If I were to take a break, I would just let everything stand here, because taking down everything and setting it up again already would take me an hour. I would just shut off everything, then just wait. Right, bit of drizzle right now. Hopefully it's going to stop pretty soon. Camera is starting to get a little wet right now. This is Emirates Flight 147 arriving from Dubai. Airbus A380-800, 7 hours and 5 minutes on the way, so that's a half hour longer than normally would have been the case. Number 4 flight radar tracked by 4,444, well, it's number 4 still, but now 4,561 people are tracking it. 10-year-old airplane, first flight April 2015. Malky mate, thank you so much for your generosity. 5 gifted memberships courtesy of Malky Stoddard just now. I saw it, but I'm now filming, of course. Please forgive me for not immediately highlighting the message. So yeah. Hi.
Ik heb het net even.
Ja,
Zelfs kan vragen of iemand een adapter heeft.
een adapter.
Dan kan ik je powerbank of je powerstation opladen met een adapter.
Denk je? Hoe, waar zou dat dan in moeten?
Nee, er bestaan adapters waarmee je dus met een auto weer gewoon een stekker krijgt. Daarmee zou je...
Maar hoe moet dat? Want dat moet hierin. Dan moet dat
Dan
hierin.
laat jij deze op een stopcontact.
Ja, stopcontact en dat gaat hierin.
Ja, maar er bestaan adapters waarmee ik een stopcontact kan maken met de auto.
Ja, maar ik heb mijn dat laadding heb ik niet bij me. Mijn charge ding ligt gewoon thuis. Dus dat gaat niet.
Dan houdt het op.
Dan houdt het op. Nee, dus ik denk dat ik gewoon dan even een uur moet stoppen.
Ja.
En dan gewoon een two-part. Ja, nou ja, ik moet de guarded zone weer in, zeg maar. Dus dat gaat hem niet worden. Right, in the meantime, that next airplane is visible, but only barely. Drizzle is continuing. Starting to get a little bit annoying. I'm also going to close my... Ja, ik heb hier een paraplu. Right. It's over to one-handed camera operation for the time being, because it is a bit more drizzly than I had hoped it was going to be. still waiting for the next big airplanes. In the meantime, AJ also gifting memberships just now. Thank you so much for your generosity, AJ. I did see it. Now filming here and trying to keep the camera dry with my umbrella, because as you can probably hear, it is drizzly a little bit. That was the umbrella. Bit more wet than I had hoped it was going to be. Now, second airplane arriving is an Airbus A330-200 KLM flight 765 arriving from Bonaire. Before it is Iberia Express flight 737 arriving in the 75 años volando a Puerto Rico livery. Right. Alright, sounds like the rain has once again stopped. You can also hear a helicopter passing just to the side of me. This is the 75 años Puerto Rico. Nice. Looking sunny. Where is Mr. Blue Sky? Where is the sun today? It is expected that later in the day we are going to see a bit more sunny weather. And only a slight drizzle was expected in the beginning of the afternoon, so I hope we will have seen the worst of it right now. Time to clean the lens again. Here we have KLM flight 765. There it is. Let me also clean my own glasses. Alright, KLM flight 765 arriving from Bonaire is next. 8 hours and 31 minutes on the way. It's an A330-200, the PH-AOD. The FWAD. The FWAD is underway for 8 hours and 31 minutes. It is a 19-year-old airplane, first flight April 2006. For the time being, it seems that the airplanes are being directed to runway 22. Not sure if Ryanair is coming this way or not. Adi Lise, goedemiddag. Let me see if I can go back. And thank AJ who gifted 10 memberships just now, and also Malky, didn't forget, was busy holding the umbrella just now and filming the A380 as well, but I haven't forgotten. Thank you both so much, Malky and AJ. That's 15 new members courtesy of you two, and I hope that everybody who receives a gifted membership from you will say thank you or has already said thank you for it. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Malky and AJ if you are one of the recipients of their gifted memberships. So let me in the meantime once again see if I can find the Air Force One. Where do I have Air Force One now open again? Where is the ETA? Where can you see the ETA then? Just wondering. Thomas says that he inputted the data from Air Force One into ChatGPT and is predicting an ETA of 8:15. Well, if it's going to be 8:15, then I think we ought to be able to make it. Once again, Drizzle is beginning. Dirty weather. Police helicopter is also over there. Yeah, best not to point the camera in the direction of the rain. Already droplets again on the lens. Yeah, all the airplanes are now continuing to runway 22 for the time being. I think that means there is a runway inspection in progress on 18C. And that is not surprising since it is 1:45 right now, and between 1 and 2 there's always 2 runways open for arrivals. The secondary runway usually closes between 2 and 3:20. So we can see traffic going to runway 22 if we look closely, but visibility is impaired a little bit because of the rain. Over there you can just about make out an airplane that is going to land on runway 22 shortly. Right in the vicinity of the Corendon Hotel, that is over there. That's the hotel where there's the airplane in the backyard. Airplane in Corendon livery. Funnily enough, Corendon never flew A747s. Lily says Bulgaria is indeed approaching. Do you mean to say that it is assigned to the center runway? That would be good news. More drizzle. I'm wondering how much more are we going to see. Maximilian says 8 and 8:30. Yeah. Helicopter flying behind us. Right, nice and drizzly weather here. Wat zei je? Runway inspection in progress, right, so they are doing a runway inspection of 18C right now. That is good news because that usually precedes the closure of the secondary runway. Runway 22 now arriving, now all airplanes, arriving airplanes are going there. But when the runway inspection is over, center is going to be the only runway again for an hour and 20 minutes. Hopefully by then the rain will stop. Still standing here with my umbrella over the camera to keep it a little dry. For live says Air Force One arrival around 7:15 p.m. local Dutch time, plus or minus 10 minutes. Interesting, interesting. Illuminati says runway inspection likely because the Bulgarian plane is closing in. I also see that KLM flight 1006 is turning in. That's the A321 from KLM arriving from London Heathrow, so that is coming this way already. I am wondering about the weather. Wish I could go to the laptop and show you the weather radar. Then of course my camera will get more wet. So it's better that I stay here for the time being. Amsterdam plane spotting, the Hoofdvaart East is open until the 2000L. From 2000L it is closed. Okay, once again it seems to have stopped drizzling. Makes me wonder what the status quo is like according to the Dutch Met Office. So let's have a look. KNMI.nl. So just a quick look on the radar that I usually trust when it comes to drizzle. This is the Dutch Met Office. We are approximately over here. It's not much in the way of rain. It's also not showing on Radar, and let's have a look. The satellite does seem to indicate over here more openness, so I'm thinking more sunshine is coming actually in the upcoming hours. Things should get better. So now at least we know what we can expect. In the meantime, for those of you who joined us later, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. Air Force One and Air Force Two are underway. People are varying with respect to their estimated time of arrival they are mentioning. It is going to be somewhere in the evening. I'm not sure if I am able to make it on my power station supply continuously, so maybe it is a good idea to take a break of an hour later in the afternoon at a strategic moment before Air Force One approaches, so that we can film its arrival. If all is well, Electric Blues, yeah, that membership celebration is actually automatically popping up as it should. Love this channel, great planes and best commentary. Electric Blues, member for 3 months. Thank you for your support. And I'm happy to hear that you're still enjoying the content. Hope that goes for everybody, even though not much is happening right now. Pretty soon that's going to change. If all is well, somewhere over there, KLM flight 1006 is approaching. I'm looking, there it is, emanating from the clouds just now. It seems that temporarily the ceiling has lowered a little bit. This is KLM flight 1006, A321neo arriving from London Heathrow. A321neos are good at producing cable flap tip vortices. Case in point, have a look at this. High humidity cables emanating from this beautiful machine. Some airplane types are better at producing these flap tip vortices than others are. The A321neo is a particularly good example of a modern airplane type that produces beautiful flap tip vortices when there's high humidity. All right. Time for Vueling, and after that, Bulgarian government arriving from Sofia, an A319. That's now number 2. Things not completely dry yet. Small droplets still on the lens. Let me see if I can wipe them. Bulgaria A319 should be next after this. After the Vueling that is arriving. Yeah, but where is it? There's still clouds in the way, unfortunately. Only late do they emerge. Ah yeah, I see something emerging. There it is. Another one of Hans' favorite, Vueling, flight 8365. And this is the ECNBA. It's the ECNBA. Paul wonders where the coots are. They're bound to be here somewhere. Except where, I don't know. Right now, I'm standing in the field of grass. Used to be a crop field, probably. Not this year, not this season. This is Vueling flight 8365, arriving from Malaga, A320neo, the ECNBA. Six years old, first flight December 2018. Alright, let us see if we can spot the A319 from the Bulgarian government. Arriving from Sofia. Where's that house? That's over there. We've got a visual. Here it is. BGF4, Bulgarian government. It's an A319. Registration Lima Zulu Alpha Oscar Bravo. 2 hours and 40 minutes on the way. 17-year-old airplane, first flight June 2017. Little something else than Bulgaria. Right, that was the Bulgarian government A319. How is the lens looking? Still some things on it. Let me see if I can get my lens pen and brush it off a little bit. All right. Where were we? Next airplane coming in is KLM flight 964. That's number 190, Britty Hopper, arrival from Teesside or Darlington. And that is a good question. Can you see Air Force One on flight radar 24? You'd think it would be visible, wouldn't you? Oh, it's once again starting to drizzle a little bit. Still not done with the drizzling, unfortunately. For those of you joining us, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is a bit drizzly still here at Schiphol Airport. It is definitely windy. Arrivals here on 18C. Right now, once again, the only runway open for arrivals until approximately 3:20. Maria says I'm overdue for the next airplane dance. Is that so? Oh dear. Yeah, 2K likes already crossed. Incredible.
This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-N.
Thank you all so much. That is one airplane dance coming up. One airplane dance courtesy of you guys liking the stream for 2,000 times already. Wow, thank you all so much. That is above and beyond. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is amazing. Crabbing in. Thank you all so much. Getting a thumbs up here from my ground crew. Amazing. Right. Yeah, and still droplets on the lens. I know it. The silver lining is that if you zoom in a lot, it doesn't show that much. Air Force One, not on flight radar. Well, it is visible on ADSB. Okay. Well, keep me posted with respect to the estimated time of arrival, guys. Also, maybe what would be a good idea if suppose it would be a better idea to take an hour break between the streams. What would be a good moment of opportunity? There are still 3 747s on the way. I think they are expected between now and 3 o'clock in the upcoming hour. And maybe another one a bit later. Don't want to miss them. I'm afraid you're right, Donna. It might have been a rain dance. It's once again drizzling a little bit over here. Now looking to the west, I do see some more lightness at the horizon, but there's some shit coming this way first. Hey, and Jorn Sietsma just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Jorn, welcome to the lounge, mate. Thank you so much for your vote of confidence. 32 custom emojis now at your disposal. Use them however you see fit. Spamming is not allowed, but you are allowed to use custom emojis as much as you want. Spam us with them if you are a member. That's allowed. Perfectly cool. Drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. Here I thought I was done wiping the lens. Should have known better. It's the Netherlands. It's a never-ending story. Alright, so this is an Embraer 190, or I should say it's an M190. 737 behind it. It does look like it is opening up a little bit. The airplanes do seem to become visible a bit sooner again. Jerome says Slovakia, Czech Republic, Romania and Croatia are incoming. In the meantime, a police helicopter is hovering. Well, there are several helicopters hovering here, actually, to tell you the truth. Here's one police helicopter that's hovering more or less over the Polderbaan area, that's west of me. And the other is right over the airport area over there. That's the other police helicopter that we regularly see take off and land at Schiphol Oost. I think I am going to get the umbrella out again. This is really annoying and I don't want the camera to get too wet. Has gotten wet already a little bit. This is Sun Express flight 1322 arriving from Kayseri in Turkey. Rookie Scott says try living in Scotland. I'd rather not, although the whiskey does sound tempting. I think it would be too tempting for me. Then again, chilling at Loch Ness with Nessie. Time for KLM flight 706 arriving from Rio de Janeiro. That is a 777-200ER. That is... where? Is it visible already? Right, sounds like... once again it has stopped drizzling a little bit. Always something to do here in the Netherlands while live streaming. You need a bulletproof vest to make sure that you don't get hit by the shots fired. What's up? Oh, it's taxiing. Can we see that? I think we can. Yeah, it's the Bulgaria government airplane taxiing to the Polderbaan. Yeah. Bus here as well. I didn't even know we were able to see that from over here. Nice. Interesting. Now, I still have to fix the membership widget. People who give memberships are mistakenly recognized as becoming a new member, but we know better than that. I saw Electric Blues gifting 5 memberships and Alex Lightfoot as well. Chaps, thank you both so much for your generosity. You really didn't have to do that. I hope that everybody who receives a gifted membership from you will say thank you for it and will enjoy the custom emojis that they have at their disposal. Quickly over to KLM flight 706 arriving from Rio de Janeiro, and that is not too far away from PHBQA. And also Alex Lightfoot, mate, thank you so much for your generosity and gifting 5 memberships. I hadn't forgotten. But of course, also have to film the airplanes, which is why we're here for. Alex, thank you so much as well. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines to members. Don't forget to say thank you to Alex for your gifted membership if you were one of the recipients of his gifted memberships. Now, let's see what else is coming. This is Kuwait Airways, arriving from Kuwait City. Flight 127. It's actually... I think I'm keeping the hoodie of my parka over my cap so that hopefully the voiceover will not sound as noisy with the wind noise. Rick Dates 777 just now became our latest Aurora Skylines member. Rick, mate, thank you so much for your generosity and for your support, for your vote of confidence, I should say. Hope you're going to like it in the lounge. Don't forget to use those custom emojis that you now have at your disposal, mate. Kuwait Airways, A330neo, 6 hours 19 minutes on the way from Kuwait City. So yeah, it is teeming with people over here. In case you hadn't noticed, the road closure is over there. If you arrive from over there where the police vehicle is coming from, you are only being able, you can only return or come this way. If you come this way. Iraq also just became our latest Aurora Skylounge member. Thank you for your vote of confidence and welcome to the Aurora Skylounge. Have fun with custom emojis, mate. As you can see, it is teeming with people over here. People, police, military police, cars. Here are the cars. Cars. More cars. It just goes on and on. The wind is also not calming down. It feels like it is getting a bit more windy actually. This is TUI flight 3622. That's a MAX 8 737 arriving from Enfida. Don't know where that is. The flight time is 2 hours and 47 minutes. And this is the Papa Hotel Tango Foxtrot uniform. They are working it. Oh. Lovely. Right, next up is going to be Transavia. Let me see if I still have time to quickly wipe the lens. Yeah, lens is clean again. Now for the first time it is starting to look like a bit more open sky is approaching. I'm also going to clean my glasses quickly, the lenses of my glasses. Also small droplets on them. Alright. Now if all is well, looks now like it is actually going to stay dry a little bit. Looks more promising now. Here we go. This is Transavia arriving from Seville, flight 6730, 737-800. Papa Hotel Zulu Juliet, 2 hours and 32 minutes on the way. Cables emanating from the flap tips indicating high relative humidity. Alrighty. So yeah, It is now a bit more open, not 100% dry yet, but we are finally seeing more light colors at the horizon, so it does look like it is slowly but surely going to get dry again. In the meantime, Frank Y or Frankie, thank you so much for your super chat and your kind words. A little support so you can hopefully keep doing what you do, mate. Thank you so much for that, Frank. I much appreciated. I am definitely going to try to continue doing what I have been doing already. If you guys are enjoying what you're seeing and you haven't done so already, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. It is a free and easy way to support the channel and help us reach more like-minded people like you guys who are into aviation, who like nature, who like sound effects, and most importantly, who like banter and don't take themselves too seriously. It's all about having fun here in the channel. Maria has to go. It is already really late for her. Maria, thank you for still joining us in the beginning. I hope you enjoyed. Sleep well. Hope you'll see the landing of the president tomorrow when you awake. Are awake again, I should say. Sleep well, Maria, and thank you for joining. It is still windy. We are also still in good company. The A340 is still over here. I thought it was said yesterday that it is expected to leave again tomorrow, and the world to fly Corendon A350 is also over there. Still has to go back to Curaçao probably at some point. Don't know exactly when. In the meantime, we have Swiss flight 728 should be approaching next. Question is, where is it? There it is. Swiss flight 728, that's a Bombardier C-Series 300. 1 hour and 17 minutes on the way. Registration is the Hotel Bravo Juliet Charlie Bravo. TFL 511 returning. Where is that? The TUI fly over England. Okay. Michael LVNL says, have fun today, everybody. I will wave to you every now and then. Are you in the tower today? Or what? So this is Swiss, arrival from Zurich, 1 hour 18 minutes on the way. The airplane is 8 years old. First flight was in June 2017. Still windy, maybe after this landing. Well, do we have time? Not sure. I'm also curious to see what the meter has been saying. The TAF was expecting 17 knots of wind with gusts up to 27 until the evening hours. That is basically comparable with what we also had yesterday. Actually pretty windy. Had Polderbaan been open today, we would have had a beautiful stream with cross-windy, crabby arrivals. The airplanes are still crabbing, believe you me, but we're standing on the wrong side to be able to see it. Actually, it does look not disregarding this. It does look in the direction of the wind that things are opening up a little bit. The next airplane coming in, already there. Let's have a quick look and see what the meter has been doing. I'm just curious. Air Force One is underway. It is over there. The meter was telling 20 knots of wind and the refresh tells us 19 knots of wind. Still light rain and drizzle. The wind direction is variable between south-southwest and west, more or less. Low ceiling at 1300 feet right now, and that is why these airplanes are a bit hard to see. I do expect that as things will open up, it should get better again. Let me paste the meter in the ticker for a moment. And Michael LVNL is in the tower. Main tower or Polderbaan tower? If you are in the Polderbaan tower, let me know. I can also zoom into you guys. In fact, I regularly do that during my stream. So if you're ever in the tower and you can see us, by all means drop a wave. That would be the pinnacle of communicating with the people at Schiphol. We already saw pushbackers waving to us, captains and first officers taxiing when we were in P3. Somebody from the tower waving to us would be the next level thing. Looking forward to that day. 777 is coming, and let me quickly paste the meter that I just now copied in the ticker. I hope a lot of you are airplane enthusiasts and know what the ticker means. The meter, more importantly. The meter is the weather report that is updated twice an hour. Look at the vortices emanating from the 777. This is KLM flight 792, arriving from Sao Paulo. That is in Brazil, and that is not too far away from. Then again, if you step into a boat and you go to the east, you'll end up in. This is KLM flight 792. It's a 777-300 arriving from Sao Paulo, where it left from 10 hours 59 minutes ago. It's the Papa Hotel Bravo Victor uniform. BVU. 7 years old. And it landed. Main tower, special shift for the special guest. So Michael LVNL, somewhere over there. Are you on this floor or are you on that floor? Bit hard to spot away from Michael LVNL from over here. Best chance is if he works in the top story. Yeah, we're not going to be so lucky to see that, I think. But it would be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, flight 1990 is up next. That's number 175, arriving from Ljubljana in Slovenia. 1 hour 41 minutes on the way. The Papa Hotel Echo X-Ray Whiskey. Before I forget, thought I also saw a super chat from Rishi, or a super sticker. It was a super chat, and a very generous one at that. Rishi, thank you so much, my friend. He writes, "Hi boy, thank you for your ongoing reporting and fantastic knowledgeable commentary. Your enthusiasm is infectious and inspiring." Wow, those are some really nice words, Rishi. Thank you so much for your kindness, for your kind words, and of course for your generosity. I do the best I can. I am glad that it enjoys you, and I hope it enjoys all of you. Having fun is what it is all about over here. Planes are there as background, as background. Sometimes I feel it's more about the engaging chat, in my humble opinion. Rishi, once again, thank you so much for your kind words. Incredibly nice words, and also a very generous super chat as well. Squadron of police trucks. Still miss the soundbite, "They see me rolling." And is there something wrong with TUI flight 511? Burning off fuel before return to Amsterdam? Is there something going on over there? And yeah, disregard the just became a member message. That is still something that I need to work on. I am doing my best. It's an iterative process and still not working, unfortunately. But for life, just now gifting 10 memberships, I did see it, and I can still trigger the celebrations manually, luckily, so that the right message does pop up. For life, thank you so much for your generosity. 10 new members courtesy of you. I hope that everyone will thank you for them. Each all 10 of them. Also, don't forget to use those custom emojis if you are a member, whether you have just become a member or whether you have been a member for a while already. Now, another airplane that I'm not seeing here on Flight Radar. It is another beautiful airplane coming in. The Czech Republic. There you go. Lovely. Beautiful airplane. Czech military A319, there you go. Czech is living around the corner of Schiphol but has no clue where I'm standing. I'm in a side street of the 2000L. The 2000L, you can see over here, it's where all the cars and cops are. The cops are coming back here. Well, no, just one. Or is it the second? No, there's just this one. They're coming from both directions. Still a few droplets now and then. Nothing substantial. Hopefully the last remnants before it's going to stay dry for the remainder of the afternoon. Next airplane is coming in. But before that, let me quickly go over to the laptop and massively thank Roadhog, aka Gratje, for your super chat. Make AMS Live great again. Thank you so much for the support, Gratje. You didn't have to do that. I thought we were already great. From great to even greater. Hey, thank you so much, Gratje. Much appreciated. Thank you for the generosity and the donation. And also Alex Lightfoot is celebrating his membership. That is luckily a trigger that is working properly. Alex Lightfoot celebrating 4 months of membership. And in Dutch he writes, dank je voor de stream, which means thank you for the stream. You are welcome, Alex Lightfoot. Thank you so much for your generosity as a member. 4 months of support. Hope that's going to stay that way. Hey, Slovak Republic. I still have a stream with a thumbnail of a Fokker 100. That was also Slovak Republic. Looks familiar, this livery. Hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking, Alex Lightfoot. Thank you so much for your kind words and for your continued support. Indeed, Ray, AMS Live always was great. Make us even greater again. Let's not blow my own horn too much. Yeah, droplets, annoying droplets. Is my tissue still adequate? I think it is. Welcome to the Netherlands, folks. Where even on end of July it can still blow fiercely. And you still have some drizzle. Alright, EasyJet A320neo next. After that, a KLM 777-200 arriving from Las Vegas. And Finn also renewing his membership. Welcome back to the Aurora Sky Lounge, Finn. We kept your seat warm. You'll find everything the way you left it. Thanks for renewing your membership and welcome back, mate. Good to have you back. Paul wonders if the police are here to arrest the coots. That would be something, wouldn't it? It would be justified for stomping on those ducks' nests. Hey, Percival 110981. That's something else than 10210. 90210. Or what was it? Beverly Hills. Yeah, 90210, wasn't it? The area code. First of all, just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge members. Just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. I'm also trying to read messages that Lisa is sending to me that pop up on my phone screen. Right, let's do that again. First of all, welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge mate. He just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Hope you're going to enjoy the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal. A request to all members. Use those custom emojis, guys. Have fun with them. They're there to be fun, to have fun with. They're there for a reason, and that is to have fun with them. Really?
Bruh.
Yeah, really. Have fun, damn it. I demand it. Now. Enough with the fun and games. This is KLM Flight 636 arriving from Las Vegas. 8 hours and 45 minutes on the way. It's a 777-200 Papa Hotel, Bravo, Quebec. Mike is its registration. It's KLM Asia, coming in from the United States of Asia, as Marissa would say. 19-year-old airplane, first flight March 2006. I'm still feeling droplets. God damn it. Let's also have a quick look at Flight Radar after this landing. Because there were 3 747s on the way as well. And I am wondering where they are. Thought that the first 2 were arriving somewhere between now and 3 o'clock, namely. And yes, I have spotted the droplets on my lens, guys. We'll try to wipe it down when I have an opportunity for it and when it is a good moment for it to do so. Yeah, as I thought. Korean Air Cargo arriving from Seoul, already in Dutch airspace. I think it has been assigned to center. And Atlas Air not too far behind it, ETA 304. Let's see, and this airplane is arriving 4:38, so there is an hour between these 2 airplanes. That would make a good window of opportunity maybe for a short break between the streams so that I at least have enough juice for Air Force One. Air Force One now is flying over here. That's still 6 hours away or so. That makes it around 8:30 local time. Yeah, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk doing one long stream and then not having enough juice in the tank to see Air Force One land. Assuming, of course, that it is going to land on the center runway. It is prudent then to take a small break between the streams just so that I can save some power in my power supply. Korean Air Cargo confirmed for center. Thank you, Marissa. Yeah, Mark says 6 to 7 hours. That's also what I am thinking. So it does look a lot like Air Force One will arrive between 8 and 9 p.m. And I just don't want to risk running out of battery before it arrives. It's better that I take a break of an hour so that I can probably make it until 9:30 or something. Let's have a look. I've been streaming now for 1 hour and 54 minutes, so that leaves me with more than 6 hours of juice in the tank. Yeah. Tima has an extra power supply he can drop by. Well, mate, does your power supply have 220 sockets? Because that is what I need. Probably best that I just take a small break. Only one car in the household, Doekman. Lisa is not able to bring the power cable unless she is going on her bike. But she will have to take a fierce detour to be arriving here. Nah, that's practically not doable. In the meantime, Love Tomorrow just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. And before that, Matthew Sims with a generous super chat. Thank you so much for your generosity, Matthew, and welcome to the Skylines Love Tomorrow. Matthew Sims writes, bedankt for what you do to support the aviation enthusiast community, boy. Matthew, thank you so much for your kind words and for your donation. I'm happy to oblige. In case you haven't been able to tell, I'm doing something that I really love doing. And what makes it better is that doing something that I like doing is also bringing joy to you guys. It's a win-win. Dennis says, have a coffee break. Thank you so much. It's not yet in the... there it is. Dennis W says, have a coffee break, mate. Thank you so much for your super chat. You really didn't have to forward that message with a super chat. You could also have used at AMS Live. I would have also seen it. Dennis, dankjewel. Thank you so much for your generosity and for your suggestion to take a coffee break. Yeah, there's also a Boeing 747 from Turkey expected, right? And Pav says that TUI Flight 501 is returning to Amsterdam instead of flying to Montego Bay. So the question is, what is the best way to go forward? I'm thinking just take a break for an hour, maybe between the 747s. There are now 2 that are expected to land. They land around 3 at the latest. Take a break of an hour and be back before the 3rd 747 and Air Force One and whatnot. In 10 minutes, Croatia incoming. Mars is telling. And CrossFit Almere just became our latest Aurora Skylines member. Welcome to the club, CrossFit Almere. All the 32 custom emojis now at your disposal. Have fun with them. And thank you so much for your vote of confidence. This is KLM Flight 972, operated by Britty Hopper, arriving from Hopperside. Air Force 2, 2035. Still a few droplets on the lens. Here we have SAS Flight 547, an A320neo arriving from Copenhagen. Is it time for another airplane dance? Oh dear. Well, Michael LVNL, you don't have to disclose a lot because we can see where the Air Force One is flying. And you can input it in ChatGPT, for instance, and whatnot, or based on other airplanes that are flying in the vicinity of where the airplane is in the sky. Halifax, that's still 6 hours away. So I waited. From the top of my mind, I would say the ETA is between 8:30 and 9. KLM 51314 is next to land here, arriving from Warsaw. It's a 737-800. And Tui is going to land on center. I am getting a notification from PayPal by Jan Dirk Schuitenmaker enjoying AMS live today. Thank you so much, Jan Dirk, for your support and for your kind words. In the meantime, next airplane approaching over here is coming. It is a Dreamliner KLM Flight 686 arriving from Mexico City. 9 hours and 58 minutes on the way. The Papa Hotel Bravo Hotel Mike. 9 hours and 58 minutes on the way. 7-year-old airplane, first flight August 2017. Alright, next up Air France with a Bombardier C-Series 300 aka A220, and the ceiling is clearing a little bit. Things are visible a bit sooner than they were before. Regentag komt terug. Oh, you're talking to somebody. I was wondering what Clementia was on about, but she's talking to somebody in the chat. TUI flight 511 at 7,000 feet. Where is it flying right now? Ooh, and I'm looking forward. ANA arriving from Haneda. That is now turning in on the glide slope. Sophie says it looks like Korean is going to the Oostbaan. Is that so? Korean 747 to the Oostbaan? That is interesting. That would be very interesting indeed. This is Air France flight 1436 arriving from Paris-Charles de Gaulle. It's the Verhusov Foxtrot Hotel Zulu Uniform Foxtrot. 46 minutes on the way. It's an A220-300. Yeah, once again a few drizzly droplets are falling. Airplane 3 years old, first flight December 2021. And landed. Omroep Brabant says, do you have time for an interview via the phone? I will have if there is an hour of intermezzo between the streams, which it looks like we will now have to do in order to be able to film the arrival of Air Force One. This is KLM flight 1598 arriving from Milan. It's a 737-700, the Papa Hotel Bravo Golf Foxtrot, 1 hour 29 minutes on the way, 737-700. And is the ANA behind it already? It is, so let's see if we can spot it already. There it is. Now where did it emerge from the clouds? Let's look on the ground. Yeah, so at the 1 o'clock of the white shed, that is still the best frame of reference to be filming the glide slope from. Korean will go to 24. Huh? KAL going to 18C. Huh? You guys are confusing the hell out of me. Where is the Korean 747 going to? This is all Nippon Airways. Rare sight. Arriving from Tokyo Haneda. 777-300 13 hours and 48 minutes away. Six-year-old airplane. First flight June 2019. Registration Juliet Alpha 796 Alpha. Wolfgang, good to see you. Servus, hope it was well, mate. Nice numbers, yeah. Well, we're also going to have to take a break for in order to have enough power to make it to Air Force One. So, wonder if we're going to retain it. We'll see. It's okay. Inspiration of Japan, beautiful. Beautiful country. If you ever get the opportunity to visit Japan, do so. Oh, van in the way. Van in the way. Transavia A321 will be next after this. Where is the 747? The 747 is coming to the center runway. Not sure why you guys were saying it was going to 2 or 24. It is certainly coming this way, looking at where it is flying. Another example of how the A321neos are kings at producing flap tip vortices, those cables that you see. Beautiful to see. Vortices that are always there, but they become visible when there's relative high humidity, such as today. Certain airplane types are better than others at producing them, and the A321neos are absolute kings at it. Transavia flight 5354 is returning from Faro in Portugal. Took this flight 2 hours and 38 minutes to get back. Papa Hotel, Yankee Hotel Alpha is the registration. Airplane a year old, first flight April 2024. People are once again reporting buffering. Everything is working on my end, as it has been all throughout the last couple of days whenever you guys were experiencing buffering. I hope it is temporary, maybe refreshing will do the trick. It did work on earlier occasions where you guys were reporting buffering. Reverse is being applied there. And the A319 of Bulgaria is showing on flight radar. You can see it on the Polderbaan right now, actually, if you have a look. The TUI flight is behind Korennon. That's the returning. That's a returning flight. Korennon is arriving from Antalya first. Returning flight TUI flight 511, which should be behind Korennon, arriving from Antalya. This is it, the MAX 9, flight 218, 3 hours and 54 minutes on the way. Registration Papa Hotel, Charlie Delta Romeo. The airplane a year old, first flight March 2024. Yeah, like I said before, I saw the notifications you guys were having in the chat about buffering, and each time in the last couple of days when that happened, everything on my end was working smoothly and normally. I think it is either YouTube or maybe it is over here, but on my end everything is running still smoothly. A refresh was helping a lot of the times in the last couple of days when you guys were reporting buffering. So please remember, if it is starting to buffer, refresh. Hopefully that'll do the trick. Yeah, that must be it then, Wolfgang. YouTube cannot handle the numbers. Alright, so this is a returning flight that was supposed to leave for... what was it? What was its destination? Let me see if I can quickly enable filter AMS both inbound and outbound. So this is TUI flight 511 diverting back to Amsterdam. It was supposed to go to Montego Bay. I saw people in the chat mentioning that it might have a medical emergency on board. Flight time 2 hours and 24 minutes, so actually quite a bit underway already before returning. The airplane itself is 10 years old, first flight March 2015. TUI flight 511, that was supposed to go to Montego Bay and now returning. Robin wonders if Air Force One is visible on flight radar. It isn't. You can see it on ADSB. Yeah, ADSB. For a moment I have to think about the abbreviation. Reversers being applied there, quite clearly audible. And in the meantime, I saw that Alex Lightfoot just now went ahead, once again gifting 5 memberships, mate. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much for your generosity. Welcome to the Skylines new members. If you are one of the recipients of Alex Lightfoot's gifted memberships just now, don't forget to say thank you to him. Have fun with the custom emojis, guys. 32 of them. I'm pretty sure we are about to get 33 today or tomorrow. Won't be long. If you haven't crossed it already, it is going to happen pretty soon. Welcome to the Skylines new members. Alex Lightfoot, thank you so much. Really generous of you, thank you so much. Now this is the Croatian government arriving from Zagreb, a Bombardier Challenger 604. 1 hour and 46 minutes on the way. Registration 9 Alpha Charlie Romeo Oscar. Number 10 on flight radar, tracked by 3,711 people. Rookie numbers, we have more viewers than that, don't we? We do. The airplane is 29 years old already, hailing from 1996, ladies and gentlemen. It's a millennial. What? I love the stripe. I think it would look even better if it was in line with where the windows are, just like with retro liveries. The 9 Acro. And reversers applied. Activated, I should say. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the first queen of the show. Give it up for Korean Air Cargo flight 517, arriving from Seoul with a capital S. Registration Hotel Lima 7639. Flight time 13 hours and 24 minutes. Again, number 10 on flight radar, tracked by 3,718 numbers. Viewers. This airplane is 8 years old. Its first flight was in July 2016. Now, and the second 747 can't be too far away. I thought its estimated time of arrival was 5 minutes past the hour, so... Ray wonders if he hears ducks. No, you weren't hearing ducks, except for the sound effect that I just now triggered. All right for the Queen. Hey, Michael Jackson also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. And welcome to the show, all others who have joined. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. All of a sudden, I have an appetite for Pepsi Cola. I don't know why that is, but the reverser's quite clearly audible, having been applied. All right. Just looking around me to see what is visible. So there are some buses over there in the background. I think those are perhaps for delegates arriving. Not sure about that. I'm also wondering, is that an airplane that we can see over there? The answer is yes. I think that is the Bulgarian airplane that we can see over there, isn't it? Right at the crossing of 2000L in the Hoofdvaart. Where the military police van just now passed. Huh? No, but I'm showing it here on my Still not seeing it. Over here. Have a look. You Trucks are arriving. Are they allowed to pass? Why am I suddenly hearing Gandalf saying, "You shall not pass"? In the meantime, an M190. Marissa informing us that the Atlas 747 above Volendam and coming to center. I wonder if we can see it already. Probably not. Coast Guard is flying a bit closer by. I'm trying to spot that just to see what we can and cannot see. Coast Guard also too far away, I think. Ah. Hey, and right, well, not sure that I can show you everything. It does indeed look like ANA is also over there, ready to go to the Polderbaan. In the meantime, here we have Egypt Air. Yeah, Egypt Air has landed and ANA is going to the Polderbaan. Here's the 777 from ANA, which is moving slowly but surely to the Polderbaan. Hadi Koos, goedemiddag. And Dennis asks if it is more busy with spotters than normal. Mate, it is teeming with people and it has been all the while now. People over here People over here. People over here. Police and people. Spotters. 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 Police, military police. Spotters, cars, 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 cars. Cars, 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 cars. Cars, cars, cars. Well, not so much anymore. Just until there. And of course also over here. Cars, 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 cars. Cars, cars, cars. Everywhere. ANA is continuing towards the polderbaan. To the parking lot. Hans Zwanenburg, goedemiddag. Good to see ya. So, we are going to see another 747 pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen. Second of the show, Atlas Air is about to turn final. More towards Alkmaar, pretty far to the north. And over here we are going to see Lufty first, A319, and the Coast Guard is flying to center over Amsterdam. Should be visible pretty soon. Going to runway 22. Yeah, I saw it off flight radar as well, Wolfgang. I'm trying to film Lufty and also look to my right. See if I can maybe do a quick pan back and forth. Mind you, yesterday when filming the Dash 8 landing on runway 22, the heat wave distortion was so severe it was barely recognizable as such. Lufty in the old livery, which personally I still like best compared with the newer just white and blue logo. Multitasking indeed, Wolfgang, it's all I do here. Yeah, well, where is it? We're both looking here. Oh yeah, I have it. It's a bit further to the left than you still think it is, above the red car. There it is. On final. The Dash 8 100 of the Coast Guard. Now the only airplane that is on the glide slope to runway 22. Behind me, KLM flight 1504. And then Transavia arriving from Samos. Couple of narrow bodies. And this Dash 8 100 is Canadian registered. The Havilland Dash 8 100. 38 years old. Nearly as old as yours truly. Hailing from September 1986. Michael DCA also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. So I'm thinking about maybe taking an hour break after the 747 now on the glide slope has landed. Is there anything else that is coming before the next 747 that makes you think I should maybe take that hour break a bit later? Hey, good to hear that, Michael. Well, here another typical Dutch house. We all have residences like this, with a swimming pool in the backyard. Comes with the territory. Once again, Drizzle. Annoying Drizzle. Atlas Air. Atlas Air, flight 8157, 747-400, arriving from Almaty. Seven four seven 747-400 freighter, the November 439 Golf Tango. This airplane now number 4 on flight radar, tracked by how many? 4,290 people, making it number 3. The airplane is 23 years old. The first flight was in March 2002. Yeah, it's also starting to drizzle again over here. All right, let's have a quick look. The A330-200 is almost above Hoorn. Well, the thing is, there's a continuous slew of things that are coming in. Question is there ever a good time to take a small break? The answer is probably not. Air Force One is still underway and it still has to traverse the Atlantic Ocean, so that is still pretty far out. I would say it is still 6 hours out. I really do need to take a break, otherwise I will not be able to make it until until Air Force One has landed. It looks like Silkway West has now an ETA of 4:40. So if I take a break of an hour and be back before this, we have until 3:40 before taking that break. So let's stick around for the A330 that is in the vicinity of Hoorn. And after that, let's take a break then. So there was an A330 coming in from France, right? Paul says ADSB is not updating Air Force One. You mean to tell me that it is further this way already? Closer by already, over the ocean? En waar zie je dat? Ah, yeah, the delegation is taking off from the. Is that Croatia? Yeah. Pim, the registration is 92-9000, if I recall correctly, from the top of my mind. Right, okay, good to know, Paul. Still, I don't want to risk it. Don't want to risk having no power before Air Force One lands. I am going to take a break of an hour. So let's see, there's an A330 that I'm not seeing on flight radar, but that is approaching. Liwe is sending pictures, but I need to open WhatsApp before being able to see the picture, right? Yeah. Ah, okay. No, I can't see the picture. Yeah, but that's not too dissimilar from what I was seeing on ADSB as well. Still in the vicinity of Newfoundland. I'm not seeing the A330 on flight radar. That is coming in pretty soon, and there's also a Falcon right behind it. Like I said before, if we take an hour break and be back before Silkway West, which now has an ETA of 4:40, means I can still take a break around 3:40 and make it last an hour. Now Liwe is trying to call me. Mate, I'm unable to answer the phone while doing a live stream with thousands of people watching. So sorry, mate. French planes in about 5 minutes. Okay, cool. So yeah, there's an A330. This has the 1700 E-Jet sticker, which I already placed on the left hand side. Flight Radar makes a whole special name for it. It specifically mentioned it, but it is just a very small minor detail actually on the livery, only on one side. Really weird that they do that. So this is Air France with an A330. The French delegation is arriving. And the Falcon, is that right behind it? Right. Dassault 7X after this as well. Thank you, Paul. So I am going to take a small break after the Falcon, after that is arriving, after this has landed. And I will be back before the next 747 is arriving. The next 747 has an ETA of 4:40. It's my intention to take just an hour break so that we can make it with the second stream until Air Force One has landed. That is probably expected somewhere between 8 and 9 p.m. And I just want to make sure that we have enough juice in the tank to make it until then. So this is the penultimate airplane of this part of the stream. But stay tuned, because I will do another stream announcement and we'll continue after an hour break. The next airplane is going to be the last airplane for this part of the stream, the Falcon X, 7X. We should be able to make it then until Air Force One has landed. We have been streaming now for 2 hours and 35 minutes. So that gives me still 5.5 hours of juice in the tank. Joosti says, do 2 short breaks of 30 minutes. That is also a good idea. We can also do that. Strategically take a 30-minute break now and then have another 30-minute break at a later stage. That is perhaps a good idea, actually. Make the downtime smaller. No way that I am able to go to the Mac, Gerben. Everything is going to stay put here. You don't have any idea how extensive my elaborate setup is. It takes almost half an hour to take it down again, and also almost half an hour to set it up again. So everything is going to stay put. I'm just going to switch everything off to conserve energy. But yeah, maybe a 30-minute break is even better. Should be back again in 30 minutes, and then we can have another 30-minute break a bit later. And with that, we should be able to make it until Air Force One will have landed. In the meantime, check out this beautiful French Dassault Falcon. What a sweet looking airplane. Moi j'aime bien. Cet avion. Think that's even better? Just make a 3-part stream with 2 half-hour breaks in it. Means I am going to wrap up for now, but stay tuned because I will be back in another half hour. I will announce a new stream. Stay tuned for that, and I will happily see you then in 30 minutes from now, guys. See you in a bit.